the layoffs are out there. We had this huge shortage of labor, kind of still do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely still do.
It's a weird stagflation economy that we're in, really. A shortage of labor, and yet a recession is blooming.
Yep.
Appears to be.
Being predicted.
The Fed had asked for this. They're trying to cause it, and I think they're pulling it off. So a lot of large publicly traded companies are laying people off. Last Monday night, the night before Thanksgiving, United Furniture makes Lane Furniture, sent an email to all 2,700 workers at their Mississippi plant, and they went home on Monday from work and got an email or a text saying, don't come back tomorrow.
Most woke up in the morning. The email went out late at night and woke up the next morning. You're done. Don't even come in. No warning.
Assurian here in Nashville has laid off a couple thousand layoffs, a couple thousand people different times. Facebook has announced that the company's going to be laying off 11,000 employees, 13% of its workforce. Of course, Musk laid off half of Twitter for whatever reason, 3,700 jobs there. Amazon laid off 10,000 workers, marking the largest job cuts in the company's history. Rideshare company Lyft laid off 13% of its staff, 700 workers. Earlier this month, fintech Stripe announced it would lay off 14% of its workforce, 1,100 employees. Online real estate broker Redfin laid off 862 workers, about 13% of its workforce. Salesforce, the enterprise software company, cut hundreds of workers last week, and the company's stock has dropped about 38% in value. Layoffs, they are out there.
They are. But it is important to hear, because you just heard Dave walk through a list, and the media is playing this up big time because it makes you click. But you need to understand something. What is common among that list and among the other large layoffs over the last 90 days is anticipation. These companies are laying people off in anticipation of a recession. Most of these companies are publicly held companies, so they are thinking about their stock price. It's a different game than small business in America. So what they will do is they will hire up and staff up. So you hear Amazon laying off tens of thousands of workers. Why?
So, let's just translate that, okay? These publicly traded companies are buttholes, okay? Because here's what they're doing, all right? Let me tell you why Salesforce, in their press release, Salesforce said they laid these people off to increase profits.
That's exactly right. It's about the stock price.
Simply increasing profits. And so, I mean, so you didn't need them when you hired them? They weren't going to make you money when you hired them? Oh, no. They were going to make us money. But one way to increase profits is to slash the payroll line on the P&L temporarily, and it temporarily makes us look like we're more profitable, although there's not people to do the work that causes us to be more profitable later.
That's correct.
So we rehire later, and so it's corporate America being buttholes. They're all they're doing is they're creating false profit.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
I like that.
False profit that didn't come from generating revenues and doing a better job. Profit that came from cutting an expense that you actually needed, an investment that you actually needed, in order to appear to be more profitable.
That's right.
And they do that on the backs of you in America. And some of you, you're really having the great regret, because some of you left a job with a company that actually was a pretty good company to make $15,000 or $20,000 more over at publicly traded jerkwad.
That's right.
And they told you could work from home, and guess who got laid off first at all these companies? All the research we're seeing coming in, the number one, there are two types of people that got laid off. The last ones hired, and the ones that are working from home.
That's correct. That's exactly right. The data says that. That's not our opinion. That's what the data says. And the reason, you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And Dave, you're absolutely right. You look
out of your mind.
That's right. You look at Amazon, for instance. So Amazon, it came out early this year, an internal memo from one of their executives. They were worried about being able to actually hire people in multiple cities of the U.S. because they had burned through available workers. They treat people like commodities. And Dave's exactly right. The minute that a recession might be looming, what do? It's about the almighty dollar and the stock price. And we're not against capitalism. We love it. And I'm all for profit. But the fact of the matter is, Dave, you're exactly right. They begin to diminish people, and they go, all right, you are just a number on a spreadsheet. We don't care about you. It was all about the stock price. It's all about profit. So when consumers are buying more, we hire
I
you.
announced to our 1,100 people last week that our profits are down this year because our costs are up. And as a result, we are laying off precisely no one. Because we wouldn't have freaking hired you in the first place if we didn't need you. And I'm not going to put more money in my pocket as the owner and increase my profits by dumping you in the street at the first sign of a black cloud. Because I'm like a human, and I like other humans and treat them like people, not like robots that can be thrown in the ditch the first time something comes up.
That's right.
And that's how small business operates by and large. You don't hear small businesses going, oh, we're going to lay people off so I can make more profit.
Yeah.
People that own small businesses don't do that.
And as a matter of fact, right now, Dave, small businesses are looking to hire. They can't find people to hire. It's the exact difference. They're trying to grow their business, and Amazon and the big public companies are trying to just grow their stock price.
Yeah.
Big difference.
So corporate America has always, and this is not against capitalism. By corporate America, I mean big companies with no heart, no soul. And some big companies have a heart and soul. Some little companies don't have a heart and soul. But I'm talking when I say corporate America, I mean these companies that treat people, they treat the customer like a unit of revenue. They treat, so you know you're a number when you're a customer of Bank of America. Bank of America sucks. If you're a customer of Bank of America, you know they couldn't care less whether you live or die. You are a number. It's all they care about. As a customer, you're a unit of revenue. And by the way, if you work there, you're a unit of production. And there's no humanity in a company like that. None whatsoever. Now, again, it's not based solely on size, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And so what this is a warning on behalf of the Ken Coleman movement to get a job, get a career, make a move if you want to make a move for more money. If you want to, that's great. I got no issue with that. For a better opportunity, for an area that's where you are functioning in your sweet spot, in your purpose.
Yep.
But don't be going solely based on money. I'm going to hold my nose and move over to some company that has a value system that I can't stand. They're so woke, I can't sleep.
That's right.
And I don't want to be around these people. And you're going to run over there and jump in the middle of that septic tank and hold your nose and hope you don't get screwed. Well, of course you're going to get screwed.
That's exactly right. Here's what happens. The paycheck and the promotion wear off when you, the person, know that you're in the wrong pool. You just know it's not right. It will eat away at you. Your soul will slowly slip out of your body. Where you work matters.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Do sometimes companies reach a point that they are not profitable or are approaching that and have to, as a mathematical necessity, let people go? Yeah, we were facing that potentially during COVID. We didn't know what we were going to have. I mean, we had tens of millions of dollars of revenue in certain areas, like, for instance, doing live events. You remember when you stopped doing that suddenly? Remember when I canceled a cruise in the middle of March of 2020? Yeah, that was handy. So when the revenue just evaporates and there's no money, then you can't pay people. Then you've got to lay them off. But there's a couple things that go with that. This is not laying people off just to increase your profits, which is about as corporate America as it gets. Okay, so there's a couple things that go with these problems. Number one, the factory in Mississippi laying off 2,700, the Duber from Better, give me a break, laying people off from Zoom from his kitchen table suddenly with no warning. Those two had shared one thing in common. They knew they were in trouble a long time before they laid those people off.
That's correct.
So you owe your team information that's accurate.
Yeah.
Well, they might leave. Dumb butt, you're getting ready to lay them off, okay? Right. I mean, seriously, of course they might leave because you're announcing that the ship is taking on water. We think we can stay afloat, but we got a leak over here. And you go ahead and tell these guys this like months before, because you know it months before.
Yeah.
You know what's going on. And so, number one, lots and lots and lots of clear, open, authentic communication early and often. This is what you do if you're a real leader in a company, regardless of the size of the company. And then the second thing is you do not lay people off in order to line your own pockets. These are people that have lives. They have kids and dogs and husbands and wives and college funds. And I mean, you don't build your personal fortune on the backs of laying people off that trusted you by coming to work for you. That's morally wrong.
That's right.
Okay, that's wrong. And so, it's not a legal issue at all. But A, you need to give them notice, lots and lots of open communication, lots of notice. B, sometimes then you actually have to do this because it's an arithmetic thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes you have to. And then you should feel it.
Yeah, treat people with
halfway
dignity.
through a Zoom call.
That's right. It's dignity. It's the difference between I'm on a Zoom and I had no warning and all of a sudden, bam, I'm not sitting there with my leader, able to process information and ask questions. I've just been hit right in the forehead and there's nothing I can do about it.